Steelers Nation, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's hot topic, let's take a moment to appreciate the journey this team is on. The Pittsburgh Steelers are always striving for excellence, working tirelessly to bring home the wins that make us all wave our terrible towels with pride. And speaking of striving, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel? Your support fuels this community of passionate fans, and we're just getting started. Today, we're tackling a big question that's been making waves in the NFL world. Is George Pickens just as important to the Steelers as T.J. Watt? Former NFL quarterback Dan Orlovsky dropped this bombshell on ESPN's Get Up, and honestly, it's got everyone talking. Let's break it down, look at the stats, and discuss what this means for the team and for us as fans. Orlovsky's take might sound bold, but he makes a compelling argument. He said, George Pickens is as equally important to the Steelers as T.J. Watt. Wrap your brain around that. With George Pickens, they have a guy that they can just throw the ball to one-on-one. He's going to go make a play. It changes structurally the way defenses are going to play against them. Without Pickens, they don't matter. And you know what? He's not wrong. Since Pickens went down with a hamstring injury in Week 13, the Steelers' offense has been noticeably lackluster. Without him, the team ranks dead last in yards per play, success rate, and explosive play rate. Simply put, Pickens' absence has been a game changer, for all the wrong reasons. Quarterback Russell Wilson has struggled to find his rhythm without his go-to receiver. In the 3 games Pickens has missed, Wilson has thrown for just 286 yards and suffered a career-worst performance against the Baltimore Ravens, capped by a game-sealing pick 6. What do you think, Steelers fans? Do you agree with Orlovsky's claim? Can Pickens' impact really rival that of T.J. Watt's dominance on defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Here's the good news. Pickens is on track to return. NFL insider Albert Breer reported that the Steelers are optimistic about Pickens suiting up for the Christmas Day showdown against the Kansas City Chiefs. And let's be honest, we need him now more than ever. Pickens himself is itching to get back on the field. Cameras caught him on the sidelines during the Week 14 game against Cleveland, telling Coach Mike Tomlin, "I want to play so bad, boy." Tomlin's response, "It's that football life. Steelers Nation. This is the kind of passion we love to see. Pickens wants to be out there making plays, and we're counting down the hours until he's back in action." Now, here's another twist in the Steelers' wide receiver saga. Could a reunion with Deontay Johnson be on the table? While Coach Tomlin downplayed the rumors, saying, "I have nothing to add about somebody who's not on our football team right now," the possibility has sparked plenty of debate. Johnson has had his share of ups and downs. His departure from Pittsburgh wasn't exactly smooth, with reports of conflicts with teammates and coaching staff. But let's face it, talented wide receivers don't just appear on the market this late in the season. Given the Steelers' struggles in the passing game, bringing back Johnson could be a calculated risk. He knows the system, and he has the talent to make an immediate impact. Could this be his redemption arc? Steelers Nation, what's your take? Should the team bring Johnson back, or is the baggage just too much? Would you be willing to give him another shot for the sake of bolstering the offense? Let us know. The timing of Pickens' potential return couldn't be more critical. The Steelers face the 14-1 Kansas City Chiefs in a Christmas Day clash that could define their season. The Chiefs are one of the NFL's most formidable teams, but they have their vulnerabilities, particularly at the tackle positions. This is where the Steelers' pass rush, led by T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith, could shine. But to capitalize on those defensive strengths, the offense has to step up. With Pickens back in the lineup, the Steelers would regain their deep threat capability, forcing the Chiefs' defense to adjust and potentially opening up opportunities for other playmakers. What's your prediction, Steelers fans? Can the return of Pickens and the potential addition of Johnson tip the scales in Pittsburgh's favor? How do you see the Christmas Day game playing out? Before we dive into this breakdown of the Steelers' 34-17 loss to the Baltimore Ravens, let's remember one thing. This team is always working to improve. Every week is another step toward the ultimate goal, bringing home another Lombardi trophy. If you love the Steelers as much as we do, hit that like button and subscribe for more passionate discussions about our beloved black and gold. Now let's talk about Saturday's game. Sure, it wasn't the outcome we wanted, but there were plenty of moments that surprised us. From turnovers to defensive struggles, these 5 key takeaways from the game tell the story of what went wrong and what we can learn as we move forward. 1. Costly turnovers. The game changers. Turnovers always hurt, but this time they were downright crushing. Veteran quarterback Russell Wilson, usually dependable, made 2 critical errors that swung the game in Baltimore's favor. First mistake. On a 19-yard scramble late in the second quarter, Wilson failed to slide. Instead, he fumbled at the Ravens' 4-yard line. Baltimore capitalized, driving 96 yards to take a 14-7 lead. Second mistake. Early in the fourth quarter, Minkah Fitzpatrick gave the Steelers life with a big interception. But just 2 plays later, Wilson threw a pick-6 to Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey. That sealed the game at 31-17 Steelers Nation. These turnovers felt like gut punches. What do you think? Should Wilson have been more cautious, or was it just bad luck? Missed opportunities on Ravens fumbles. The Steelers' defense forced the Ravens to put the ball on the ground twice but couldn't recover either fumble. Highsmith's strip sack. Alex Highsmith knocked the ball loose from Lamar Jackson, but Ravens tackle Ronnie Stanley jumped on it. Special teams. Mishap. After the Steelers' first possession, Desmond King fumbled a punt return, but Baltimore recovered again. Imagine how different the game could have been if the Steelers capitalized on these moments. Do you think the defense is doing enough, or is it just a case of bad bounces? Derrick Henry runs wild. The Steelers' defense had been rock solid against the run this season, holding 8 opponents under 100 rushing yards. But Derrick Henry turned that narrative upside down. Henry racked up 162 rushing yards, part of the Ravens' staggering 220-yard total on the ground. This performance marked the Steelers' worst outing against the run all season. Steelers Nation, how do we fix this? Is it a matter of missing assignments, or did the Ravens simply outmuscle us? Questionable fourth down calls. The fourth quarter featured 2 pivotal fourth down decisions that left fans scratching their heads. First attempt. On 4th and 6 at the Ravens' 45, Wilson launched a deep ball that sailed over Calvin Austin's head. Baltimore took over and scored soon after. Second attempt. Down 31-17, the Steelers faced 4th and 12. Instead of going for it, they punted, allowing the Ravens to drain 6 minutes off the clock with an 11-play drive. Steelers Nation, what's your take? Were these decisions too conservative, or were they just desperate attempts that didn't pay off? Boswell's rare blunder. Chris Boswell is one of the most reliable kickers in the league, but even he had an off moment. After tying the game at 17 with a Wilson to Patterson touchdown, Boswell kicked the ball out of bounds, giving the Ravens the ball at their 40-yard line. Baltimore quickly turned that field position into a touchdown, regaining control at 24-17. Boswell's mistake was uncharacteristic, but it was a momentum killer. Steelers Nation, should we chalk this up to a fluke, or is there something deeper going on with special teams? This season has been a roller coaster, but one thing remains constant: the passion of Steelers Nation. Whether we're debating the impact of George Pickens, marveling at T.J. Watt's dominance, or dissecting potential roster moves, one thing is clear: we all want the same thing, a path to that 7th Lombardi trophy. As the team gears up for this crucial stretch, let's rally together. The return of Pickens could be the spark this team needs to finish strong. And who knows, maybe a reunion with Johnson could provide an unexpected boost. Now it's your turn, Steelers Nation. Do you agree with Dan Orlovsky's claim that Pickens is as important as Watt? How excited are you for Pickens' return? Should the team take a chance on Johnson? Drop your answers in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for all the latest Steelers news, analysis, and updates. Together, we'll wave the terrible towel and cheer this team to victory.